Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am here at the testing center taking audit, and I wanted to take you guys along with me because I know a ton of people are going through this process with me or some similar process, and you guys seem to really like the encouraging videos and just seeing how I'm doing with everything. So I figured I'd do the same thing as the last time. I'd kind of tell you how I feel before the test and then talk about how I feel afterwards. Hopefully this experience is very different from last time, but we'll kind of see. So first off, going into the exam, I feel really good. This time I changed a lot, and I think the huge reason why I changed a lot is just because I realized what I needed to study and how I needed to study. When you do your first test, I think you go into it and you have like an idea and you have other people's experiences, but you don't have your own. And so it's hard to get an idea of like what exactly to do that's gonna work for you. So with FAR, you know, I went into the test, I was sick, work was kind of crazy. This time it's completely different, not sick. Work has been pretty slow. It's gonna start getting busy now. And I just studied a lot different and probably a lot better than I did last time. And again, I think that just contributes to the fact that I knew what to do this time around. So basically what I did this time, a lot of people ask me this question, so I figure this video will probably, a lot of people will probably watch this. They like, you know, a lot of people like to see the test day and everything like that. So I figured I'd update you guys on like what I did, hopefully pretty quick because I don't want this video to be extremely long. But basically this time around, I did the beginning parts very similar. I would go module by module in each chapter through Becker, and I would watch the lecture, do the skills practice, and somewhere in between watching the lecture and doing the skills practice, I would write my own notes. And I have them right here. I'm here a little bit early, so I am going to review some of my notes just to, you know, give myself a little bit of a refresher really quickly. I did the same thing last night. So anyway, I would go module by module, watch the lecture, do the skills practice, and then do the multiple choice questions, and then I would move on. The very end, I do the simulations, and that seemed to really give me a good idea of whether I was getting it or not. And then if I wasn't, then I would go back and try and take more notes or rework the multiple choice questions. But that's kind of how I learned the material. Then, and my intention last time, and I have my coffee right here, so you're gonna see me drink this. I need to finish this before I go in. My intention this time around was to review on the weekends, and life gets in the way. That did not happen at all. I think I did it like the first week or the second week, and then after that it was kind of over with. So that didn't happen. But then when it came to reviewing, so after I got through all the material, I always give myself 2 weeks to review, and that seems like a good amount of time. So the first week, what I did is I went chapter by chapter, reviewed my notes, and then did multiple choice questions all day, every day. I probably did over 100 multiple choice questions a day. And then that Sunday, after I went through the 6 chapters again, I did a mock exam. Now, a lot of people think mock exams are not, they're a waste of time. I personally don't agree because I need practice sitting for that type of exam. I am so used to studying and then looking at my phone, studying and going to the bathroom. Like, I just need to sit down and like act like it's gonna be a real thing. And when I took that test, I got a 72, which is pretty good. Last time when I took FAR, I did the mock exam, I got a 68%. And then on the real exam, I got a 70%. So a lot of people say with Becker's mock exams that you'll do a lot better than your mock exam score. I didn't experience that, but I did do a little bit better. So I'm like, okay, a 72, that's a pretty good starting point. Like, I still have an entire week to go through material. So then that second week, again, multiple choice questions. I would go through my notes if I was missing like a certain question or whatever. And then I worked a lot on simulations, because for me, simulations are like my worst enemy. I hate them. They're just super frustrating, especially when you have a bunch of documents to go through. It just kind of freaks me out. So that's what I did. And then on Saturday, so a couple days ago, I did another mock exam. Again, I need the practice. I wanted to see like, okay, if I do a couple points better, how am I doing right now? And I ended up getting an 82%. So after that, I felt very confident. Of course, the questions could vary. You could get a super easy question on the mock exam or like stuff that you're familiar with, and then get to the real exam and completely blank or not them cover topics that you're not very familiar with or you're not very good at. So in general, I think that I'm okay, I'm prepared. I feel like I did way more this time around. And again, I don't think it was because I was slacking last time. I think it was just because I didn't know exactly what to do. So yeah, so I feel pretty good. I feel like if I do similar to how I did with the mock exam and how I scored with FAR, I should get around an 84%. But again, there's no telling, because I mean, until you take that test and you go through it, you just don't know what they're gonna cover or if the questions will be very similar. So I feel pretty good. I feel a lot better than I did last time going into it. I feel a little bit more prepared. I know like what to expect. I took Tylenol this morning because I feel like I'm getting a headache already, and I wanted to like make sure that I would be prepared for that. So yeah, I'm hoping this goes well, but I will definitely let you guys know. The thing that sucks about everything, the timing of everything, is that I won't actually find this score out until December 11th. So 2 months until I find out my score. So if I don't feel like I did well walking out, that's gonna stink waiting 2 months to find out. I think I would still move back onto FAR and like take FAR. Because I did not think that I would have gotten a 70 on FAR, and I guess even if you don't think that you did well, a lot of people end up passing. So we'll see, but I feel pretty good going into it. I just hope that I like walk out feeling just as good, if that makes sense. But I will update you guys afterwards. I'm gonna drink my coffee, review my notes before I go in, and yeah. Oh, it's so scary, but also it's gonna be nice to have this over, because studying is not very fun. All right, guys, well, I'll update you guys in 4 hours. All right, guys, so I just finished my audit exam. Sorry about the sunglasses. It's really bright outside. It was like dark when I got here, and now it's like super sunny and nice out. But I wanted to give you guys an update of how I thought my exam went. So unfortunately, I don't think it went as well as I was hoping. I mean, I just was hoping that I would walk out and I would know like, okay, I passed. I think it could go either way. This one, I definitely felt like with the multiple choice, I knew a lot of them, and I went through all of them over at least twice just to make sure that I wasn't like messing some up. And some of them I did put an answer down and I'm like, wait, that's not it. That's completely wrong. It was one of those tricky ones, and I feel like I was able to kind of catch it. So I think it's really gonna come down to how I did on the simulations. That's gonna be the big thing, because like I said before, for some reason, I don't feel like Becker simulations are comparable. The simulations that I saw, and of course I can't talk a ton about like the exam and stuff, but the Becker ones just don't seem as involved. They don't seem like they go through a process. It's more of like, okay, here's a little piece of information, and like, you know, do what you need to do with that little piece. Whereas I feel like the ones on the actual exam are a little bit broader, if that makes sense. Again, it could just be my experience with, you know, the simulations that I do for Becker. I feel like it's also tricky because when you're doing the simulations with Becker, you're normally doing it like as you're going over that material, and then with the actual exam, it could be any random amount of information in that one simulation. So overall, I have no idea. I think if I passed or if I failed, it will be very close. That's all I can really say. I don't know if anybody really knows when they come out of an exam if they completely passed. I knew last time I failed. I knew without a doubt. This time, I think it's gonna be pretty close. I at least hope that it's pretty close. But with audit, like I said, it seemed like I did a little bit better with studying. Like I kind of knew what to expect. So if I end up failing this one, let's fingers crossed that does not happen, I at least know now going forward, okay, I can change this, study this a little bit more. Obviously, I don't know, I feel like I did pretty much everything that I could do to study. Of course, with more time, that's always better, but I feel like I did as much as I could have done to study for audit. And again, I feel like it could go either way. I think it depends on the test. That's the thing that stinks about all of this, is that you just never know, and you could do everything right, but then you get a test that you're like not super comfortable with some of the information, and that's kind of what they go off of. So it'll be close, I think. But the thing that stinks about it all is I have to wait until December to find out. So it's gonna be a long process. But the good thing is, unlike with FAR, like I feel like I could have passed. Like, I think that it might be close, but I definitely think there's a possibility that I could pass. And that's nice, especially with me going into FAR, like studying for FAR again. So my plan going forward is I'm going to take the week off, kind of get my mind ready to start studying FAR again, get a little refresh, spend a little time with family, and then I'm gonna start studying again on Monday, so in a week. And during my little break, I just need to come up with a plan for restudying. If you guys have studied for FAR or had to restudy for one of the CPA exams, let me know how you did it, because I feel like what I should do is, I feel like there's two different ways you can go about it. You could just like start reviewing right away and just focus on the areas that you might be weaker in and then take notes and stuff for that. Or you go back through all the chapters all over again and do everything again, which I don't have a ton of time to do because my next test is November 26th, I believe. So it's very soon, and I would have to get through the material very fast. Last time I took about a week per chapter, and I just don't have that this time. So let me know, like I said, what you guys did. First glance, what I'm thinking that I'm gonna do is I'm going to quickly go through like the skills practice and the multiple choice questions per chapter, take some good notes, really focus on the stuff that I feel like I didn't get before and that I might be struggling with even now. And then like at the very end when I'm reviewing, just constantly go through multiple choice questions, constantly look at the simulations. And again, just try and focus on the areas that I know that I was weak on before and that they tested on before. Because there's definitely one topic that they tested pretty heavily, and that was probably one of my weakest areas. So that's kind of my plan. Again, let me know if you've had to do this, how you did it, how you restudied. I like to take other people's experiences and try and like make it work for me. So if you guys have suggestions, I am super open to them. But yeah, so I don't know, we'll see how it goes. It stinks that you have to wait so long, I have to say that, because with even my last mock exam, you know, I took it and I felt pretty good about it. I felt better about it than I do about this test. And, you know, as soon as you click that button, you get the score. So like clicking it sucks, but at least you know, like I'm gonna find out right now. Whereas with this, you know, you click that button and you're like, well, wait 2 months. So anyway, we'll kind of see how it goes. I don't know either way how I did. I'm hoping that I passed, but I honestly couldn't tell you guys either way. But we'll wait and see, and I'll move on to FAR and hopefully get a good handle on that, and then in December, maybe I'll be halfway done. So yeah, we'll see. Sorry this video was not very conclusive. I honestly have no idea, but it's better than thinking that I completely failed it. That was not fun. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, leave your suggestions down below for restudying FAR, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.